Hello everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. Hopefully it's not too echoey in here. If it is, I do apologize in advance. Let me try turning the fan on, maybe that'll help. As you can see, I am in the new space. It is not complete at all yet. Behind me, I've got my lovely wall hanging, as well as 2 Life magazine covers with Carol Channing. Over there is an Oz poster, my fabric cabinet, my autographs, and that's kind of it. Well, technically, look, there's a closet. Oh, look, a closet and Winnie the Pooh poster, and a poppy mat, and some stuff in the windowsill. So yeah, as you can see, not really fully together just yet. So I do apologize if this video is kind of echoey, because there's not a lot in here yet to kind of buffer the sound. So how was everybody's week? Happy New Year, y'all! We made it. I know I didn't think we would either. Alright, so there's no actual haul this week. I guess I really kind of saw my haul. My haul was my craft room. Pulling up YouTube Studio. I'm having weird issues with YouTube, the website. So there's no haul this week. There are whip updates, however, and new starts. And where did I not bring that in here? I guess I forgot to bring my planner with me. Oh well. So we're just gonna kind of wing this one. This one's probably gonna be a hot mess, and I'm just gonna apologize in advance for that. All right, so we're gonna dive into the Q&A. The first question, which is more of a statement, comes from Gail Fleming. She says, "It would be lovely to see the patterns you are stitching because I'm not familiar with pattern names." I try real hard to do that when it's a printed pattern. When it's a PDF, because of the way I'm having to do things, I can't always show that pattern. Frequently, they don't actually even come with cover. Sometimes they don't even come with a cover photo. But I will do my best. Lisa O asks, "Is there any new stitching technique you plan to explore in 2021? Yes, my plan is to explore the world of fully finished objects. That is my plan. I have to do at least 6 on my Whipco board, because I'm determined that yes, I will, and yes, I can. She also asked, "Do you have any tips or can you explain your overdyed floss stitching method?" I actually did a full video on it years ago. I believe it's video number 13. And I go over a lot and I show a lot of examples. That's probably the best voice I can point you to. What I will say is my general rule of thumb is I tend to stitch with the effect that I'm wanting in mind. So if it's something that I want sort of a spirally effect, I'll work it like that. If it's something that I'm needing vertical height, like tree trunks, then I'll work it up this way. If it's something that's like brick that needs to go side to side, I'll work it side to side. If it's something where I need it to be patchy and random, then I will work it patchy and random. So it all just really depends, but on that video I go into a lot more detail and I give really good examples. So, video number 13, I believe that's what it is. I want to say it's like January or so of 2015, maybe, that I did it? Somewhere right around there. Ann Eaton asks, After buying a Nora Corbett, I want to get a PDF version. How do I go about getting it and where? Unfortunately, Nora is not available in PDF. If you find one, it is an illegal copyrighted, or an illegal chart. She doesn't do PDFs, she only does paper. That being said, one of my friends has had some luck importing the designs into Pattern Keeper. I don't have Pattern Keeper, I don't have an Android device. I've never done it. So I can't speak for it personally, but my friend did, and she said it took a couple of hours, but she got it imported the way she needed to. So that would be a suggestion. Otherwise, I really don't know. All I know is she has not made any real. Well, I take that back. There are a couple of PDFs that are available from Hirschner's. Queen Anne's Lace was one, and I think there's another one. But by and large, if you're talking about her main regular designs, they are not available in PDF format. EJ Crates, you got a mini tour. I hope you liked it. Not a lot. I did find a table that I really liked on Facebook Marketplace because I need a good crafting table now. And unfortunately, it was for children, and I am too tall for that. It made me very sad because it was very cute and it needed some repainting, but it would have been very cute. Busy Bee Stitches said, your FFOs look lovely, but I didn't quite catch who did them for you. Trying to decide who to send some. It's through, it's Oliver. He works at Fire Poppies, and they do have a section on their website for finishing services. So it's firepoppies.com, like fire like flame, and poppies like poppies. And they're a great online store. And in-person store, too, if you happen to live in South Carolina. Which apparently some people thought I lived in South Carolina because they talk about fire poppies all the time. But I do not. I live in Texas. Ginger Happy Shot asks a very loaded question. She asks, could you tell me the correct order of the Chronicle of Narnia books? There is only one order. There is a bastardized order that we do not acknowledge in this household. The correct order starts with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as number 1, goes to Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, The Horse and His Boy, The Magician's Nephew, and finally The Last Battle. That's the publication order. Sometime before he passed in 63, and after the series was finished, so sometime between 57 and 63, a kid wrote to him and said, well, couldn't you read them in this specific order? And my mother disagrees that you should read it in publication. And because C.S. Lewis is not going to tell an 8-year-old child, no, you're wrong, he said, well, yes, you could read them in that order. Unfortunately, HarperCollins and Doug Gresham, the nephew, or stepson, excuse me, seized upon that letter when they found it and said, oh, well, then this is how they really need to be ordered. So there's another order. It's known as chronological order. It begins with The Magician's Nephew, goes to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, to The Horse and His Boy, then to Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Silver Chair, and finally Last Battle. There are problems with this. The best example I can give for it is you would never tell someone who had never watched Star Wars before to start with the second trilogy, the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. Because when you do that, it ruins the reveal in Empire Strikes Back, and it ruins the reveals, it ruins, like, Empire Strikes Back, it completely destroys that big, momentous occasion, because you already know it's coming. Similarly, if you read The Magician's Nephew first, you don't experience Narnia through Lucy's eyes, which is how it should be. So you come into it, oh, you already know about the lamppost, you already know that Aslan's a lion, you already know that the White Witch is, Jadis, and to be avoided. You know all these things in advance, so it takes all of that power away. Which, I guess I probably should have said spoiler alert, but, So the correct and only order, in my opinion, and it's a heavily debated argument, more people fall on the publication side though, is definitely for publication order. Which subsequently is why, if you're in the UK, it seems to be about 88, 89, not long after the BBC serial, that the renumbering happened, and then in about 93, 94, when HarperCollins took over the rights from Macmillan, that it changed in the US. So, like I said, I will not purchase any of those. And in fact, I was really angered to see they did a facsimile reprint of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe recently, but they put the wrong order on the jacket flap, and I refuse. I'm sorry. That order does not exist. Nope. Okay, I think that was it for the Q&A for this week. All right, so switch over to... So Daily 30 is the challenge group that I'm actively participating in. And the first grouping has come out for questions, or for themes. I did not grab those though. So we'll just discuss them when it's actually time to do them. But I am going to be doing Daily 30. All right, so what did I work on this week? Well, I did a slight change up. My work project is now quilts from Long Dog. And I got that wall done. I'm working my way down this wall. I got the uniform blue that made up the windows and door done. So I'm going to start the uniform blue here. So we're working on that towards a page finish. Yay! So I'm very excited. I really love that piece. All right. Then I worked on, because I got too excited and couldn't wait, I went ahead and started the Hige stories. These are by New Leaf Craft, and I finished. And it took me about 3 days. It was my late week this week, so I think if I'd had a normal week where I wasn't starting my stitching at 8 o'clock, I would have probably done it in 2. But there's the first one. This one's January. It's called Mulled Wine. This is on Hedgehog from Fortnite Fabrics. And it's so pretty. So, 21 colors. There were like 6 blended colors. The rim of the pot, the white edge of the orange, the rim of the smug, those are all couched. The cloves have French knots, and they were very specific back stitches. There's like 4 colors of back stitch in the leaves over here. This star and anise pod was a blended grouping of 5 lazy daisies. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed working on it. And I did over here yesterday, because I was trying to figure out placement, I did actually have a small start on the February one. But I'll be working on that a little bit later. But really enjoyed them. So those are from New Leaf Craft on Etsy. Highly recommend them. They're real pretty. So, and I'm using my New York bag from Garrow & Totten Bags. All right. Then I started on New Year's Eve. I did not get very far, but I did start on New Year's Eve. Funky Menagerie from Lindy Stitches. And that's as far as I got. I got the head of the bird started.
But it's real cute.
And I'm really excited to work on more. We started watching the Poseidon Adventure, and I love that movie. And I ended up paying more attention to the movie than I was my stitching, because it's not New Year's unless I hear Shelley Winters say, "In the water, I'm a very skinny lady," or hear Stella Stevens say, "Panties, what else?"
Seriously though,
fantastic movie. If you like disaster films, this is the one that started the entire genre, basically. And it's got a ridiculously awesome cast. And Gene Hackman with a terrible comb over. All right, so then my New Year's new start, which was also my first whip goal section, because Bart chose 300 on Baba Yaga. This is from Thread Sewer. So here is where I am. And this is on a one-off from Fortnite Fabrics that I call Double Chocolate Chip. For those curious, this one I can show the pattern for. And I guess I can show you the Lindy stitches too. And the Hugay. Okay, so the Hugay February design, I'm trying to show as best I can, is that it's knitting with a teapot. I forget what it's called, or what its name is. I have to look it up. Thread Sewer, I'm not doing the outer border, but I am doing the rest of the inside. So I did this section that says, "Your front to me," and I started on her little basket there. And then Funky Menagerie. Here's part 1. So I started on the pink-breasted robin. Alright. Then I started in on my next whip go. I didn't do much yesterday because after my mother-in-law moved out and I got stuff in here set up, I just was kind of tired and didn't focus terribly well. I started working on Corner of the World, or Corner of the Earth from Tempting Tangles. So I was working on part 8, which is here. And this one I don't have a full cover image for. So there we go. So, my plans for today, this is a shorter video. My plans for today, I am actually going to run out to Goodwill to see if maybe they've got a table that would work there. But I'll be working on Corner of the Earth. Well, hopefully next week I will have, I'll have another small bookcase that'll be in here that'll have some stuff to help with the sound. If this is too terrible, let me know, and if I need to, next week I'll go back to the old location until we get a little bit more in here to kind of sound it. But do let me know. And if it is, I do apologize. But anyhow, I will see you all next week.